and for allowing them to be here with us. They're truly the bright spot of my day. So I wanted to start by saying that. For those of you that have been to Falls Creek in this room, if you were to sum it up in one word, what would you say?
Awesome.
From non-adults, what would you say, Harlan? Fun. Andrew says Oklahoma. Isaiah, one word, Falls Creek, go. That's two words. Wow. He just told me he's such a better speaker than me. He should do everything, including running this meeting. Isaiah's lovely. Coffee shop, two words. Generally speaking, you guys, we have a lot of fun at this camp, but believe it or not, parents, that's not why it's designed. Wait, what? You mean I'm not dropping my student off just to have a fun-filled week of recreation and just blow off time? No! We love going to this camp year in and year out. This will be our fourth year because this is one of the few camps, believe it or not, in the nation. Yes, it is one of the biggest, in which the students are fully immersed in everything that is God. So we have God's Word, you have worship, they have 2 services a day, they have quiet times, they have small groups. So there's literally nowhere you can run in this entire facility in which you won't run smack into Jesus. And I quite frankly love it. I love this place. I love their programming as well as some of the fun stuff they do offer. They have a lot of recreation opportunities, general sports, so volleyball, basketball, baseball. There's a skate park, there's swimming, there's all kinds of other stuff that Isaiah is the best at, that he's going to dominate everybody, I've been told. Maybe coffee shop as well. There's a lot of very cool stuff that they can do there, so be excited for them. Be praying that God speak to them intimately. It's something that I know is going to happen. Whenever we come around to camp time, I love to go in with a feeling of expectation. And that expectation is that God will move mightily both in that place but also within the hearts of these students. So make that your prayer and expect God to do something wonderful, and He will. I know He will. He does every single year. So some of you may be asking yourself, man, this is super awesome camp. I'm wanting my son or daughter to go. What do they need to bring? They need to bring a carry-on sized luggage. That's carry-on size, right? Everybody familiar with carry-on?
Oh, no.
Some of you say, oh, my carry-on is a little more bit. No, a carry-on size bit of luggage that's going to have clothing for a week. Yes, I would advise you to pack an extra set of clothes. Additionally, I would take a swimsuit, which brings me to my first and most important part of today's meeting. If there's something they harp on, I mean absolutely harp on, it's attendance in service, but it's also dress code right here. This has been such a problem, not from our group, but from other groups in the past, that they've had to come up with this handy-dandy color-coded poster. I believe everybody in here knows what modesty is. Furthermore, you know what the biblical principle of modesty is. Yeah, the important one. So you guys, this is not an opportunity to meet the love of your life, all right? It's probably not going to happen at this camp. It might. I'm not being a hater. It might, but you guys, we're not dressing to impress. Just think functionality. Think, yes, modesty. Think my child's going to be in 100 degrees, whether it's here or Oklahoma, but please be modest about what you're going to send them in. Some little reminders on here are no spaghetti straps, no open shoulders, and leggings do not count as pants. They do not. And you guys, they're so strict about aspects of dress code that they will call your student out and insist that they change. And I do not want that embarrassment to befall poor Harlan. Just testing if you're listening, or anybody else. I don't want them to suffer through the scrutiny of having to be looked up and down and this analyzing of their dress code. Just please be mindful of what they're wearing. No short shorts, no tank tops, no spaghetti straps, no any other weird connection of food and clothing that you can think of. None of that, just
What?
normal
Food and
t-shirts and
clothing?
clothes. Hello. And as for what they need to bring, you may ask, well, what about sunscreen and bug spray and all that? I will have all of that by the truckload. I always buy a wealth of it. We never really use a lot of it. I'm sorry, it's their prerogative. Sometimes they just want to be lobsters. I'll do my best, but but we have that stuff available to them. Additionally, they will be fed. Yes, I know your primary concern, right? Will my child be fed? Yes, they will, and they will be fed very well. In fact, one of their most favorite parts about camp is eating what our camp cook provides, who is Miss Tammy, the church secretary here. She's also my mother-in-law, so y'all be careful, mainly me, be careful how I talk about things. But she's going to be our camp cook this time around. To introduce everybody is myself. My name's Pastor Mike. I'm the youth and children's pastor here. If you don't know who I am, you probably do, though. I think all of you do, so we're fine. In the back there is Rebecca Royal. She's going to be one of our female sponsors. Attached to me at the hip, and my go-to, my number one, is my wife Monica. She's our female lead sponsor. As well, we have Pastor Stephen going, who's kind of attached to my other hip. Yeah, that's a friendship joke. We're friends, y'all. Okay. He's also going as well, Pastor Stephen. Thanks, Holmes. I appreciate it.
But we can't forget another valuable player here.
Calm down. Hold on. I haven't gotten there yet. And y'all, last but not least, like one of my favorite people in the whole world that I'm actually not playing, Mr. Gary Holmes will be our bus driver.
Woo!
Yeah, there it is. There's the smile. So what you can expect on that morning when you arrive with your and your carry-on luggage full of prank-esque, prank-like things. I'm not a good person to prank. I'm just going to be honest with you. I have a hot streak, so you might not want to prank me. I'll be okay, though. It's camp. But as soon as they show up, I need you here at 7 o'clock. 7. Everybody cool? 7.
7 a.m.
7 a.m.
What day?
That is going to be Monday, July 1st at 7 a.m. Wheels up or wheels down. Those that don't care for the analogy. We will be leaving at 7:30. I need it to be as punctual as possible. The ride itself on paper should only take about 7 to 8 hours, but as many of you know, when traveling with teenagers, things can get delayed. Can I stop there? Can I stop? I mean, we go to Buc-ee's in Madisonville, and then we have lunch, and we do all this. So we're trying to get there as quickly as possible. We will leave at 7:30. We will be expected to arrive, even with that preemptive strike, at Falls Creek around 4:30, 5 o'clock. Now, you may ask, in addition to clothing, what do they need? Our camp deposit this year is $60. That's the cost to go to camp. Just say thank you to anybody that bought one of the wonderful desserts. Our auction this year did very, very well. But in addition to that $60, I need you to include $20 for a meal on the way up and a meal on the way down. We're going to one of my most favorite restaurants in the world. It's called Brahms. If you've never been, go, because it's delicious. Everything's sourced direct from their farms to the restaurant. It's fantastic. We're going to stop there on the way up as well as on the way down. Yes, get over it. I love Brahms. It's the one time a year we get to go. So it will be 60 plus 20, which we all know is $80. And here's the deal. I'm not going to ask that you give them that 20. Please don't do that. Don't have them manage that money. Instead, I will make it part of your camp cost, and I will pay for those meals using the church's means on the way up and on the way down. Now, some of you may say, I heard a lot about this coffee shop that Isaiah is talking about. What's up with this coffee shop? There are outlets, thank you, Andrew, and certain places in which your students can buy things, one of which is the coffee shop. I do not give them coffee because I'm not a crazy person. However, if they want to go next door and buy and purchase the coffee, that's kind of their prerogative. Additionally, they have a gift shop full of t-shirts, merchandise, Bibles, supplementary materials. So if you would like to send them with money additional, please give them specific instructions, because it will burn a hole in their pocket and they will buy like the dumbest thing imaginable. Like, I'm just being honest with you straight up. They will, and they're going to tell me, but I really need it. And I'm going to say, you don't need another pocket knife or whatever it is, or an engraved key holder or something. I don't know. They're crazy. So please, just a flat fee of $80. You can make that out to
Claywood Baptist Church. Put your child's name if you can in the middle.
Correct. On the memo line, put your child's name. Make it out to the church. Do we have the option of Mo giving this?
Yes, we do.
Yes, we do. In just a moment, we'll have the option of Mo giving that. I'll give you the keyword. So we have clothing. We have the camp costs as well as any additional money. You will need a sleeping bag, a blanket, a pillow, the normal means in which you're going camping. You guys, this isn't quite glamping, but we're not roughing it either. I need you guys really to understand the cabin, it houses 100 people. It is fully air conditioned. This idea of roughing it, not so much, but it's not entirely glamping, you guys. So bring a, what's up?
Can you go get use the keyword Falls Creek?
So,
Mogive,
one
keyword
word. If
Falls
you would like
Creek.
to Mogive your camp cost of $80, you can Mogive to the keyword Falls Creek, one word, one whole long word. So they'll need a sleeping bag, pillows, all of the arrangements that you would make, quite frankly, if they're camping anywhere else, although you don't need a tent because we're staying in a cabin. All right, you guys, as for when you would expect us back after a fun-filled, lovely week, we're going to be coming back Saturday, June 6th. Our ETA and our expected time of arrival, please, again, show me some grace because we're working with teenagers and Pastor Stephen, who gets real uppity when traveling. No, I'm just Please expect that we will be back likewise here around 4:30, 5 o'clock. I'll do my best to give you updates on the play-by-play. However, I'm watching 20 kids like they're my own though, so please again show me some grace if I don't tell you minute by minute the mile marker we are at. But I'll tell you, we'll be here around 4 to 5 o'clock. It's about a 7-hour drive. So if you need to get a hold of your student, you're like, man, I really need to check in with them every day and every night. Please understand, I'm not asking you to not get all up in their Kool-Aid, but what makes this camp so great is the fact that they take them away from all of these distractions and immerse them in God's Word and immerse them in godly programming and immerse them in godly lifestyle. So if you're going to contact them, I do allow them to have their cell phones for a duration of time, both in the morning and at night, but please understand service there is terrible.
It's so terrible that if your child does not have AT&T, your phone will not work.
Correct. We are moving into the Arbuckle Mountains, which they call a mountain range. It's not really a mountain range. However, the cell service there is very, very lacking. So what I will do is my phone works there, my wife's phone works there, Pastor Stevens does as well. I will certainly let your student call you from my device. They can't, however, call their boyfriend, girlfriend, kissy poo, whatever it is. That, no.
We'll give them a list of all our numbers because it's probably best. Really, phones are great for the bus ride up there, but
Correct.
Once we get there, we take them away.
I take them. Yes, I'm a terrible, ravaging dictator. I take all the phones and all the headphones and all that stuff. I want them to focus on the Lord. I want them to offer up everything that they have to God because I know none of it is done in vain. So I know that they're going to meet with the Lord. I know He's going to move mightily
You'll
in their
live.
lives.
You're gonna live.
So yes, you will be able to touch base with them. Don't worry, you'll be fine. You'll survive. You'll be so busy and distracted with all of the fun stuff that you won't even notice. You're gonna be like, "What day is it? It's Monday. I thought it was Wednesday." Oh, yeah, it
So do you
happens.
have
It's
time
called
for that in the
camp
morning and
brain.
at night?
But you guys, outside of that, does anybody have a super pressing question that I probably should have covered, but I didn't because I got a lot going on and I'm just a wealth of craziness? You have a question, Harlan? I didn't think so. Anybody, any questions?
Going swimming
What's
and
the
stuff like
tangent?
that. Yes.
Oh, hold on. I'll take Nikki first.
So are they gonna need like water shoes or anything like that?
Yeah, they are swimming in a lake, and for those of you that have never been in a lake, it comes with certain trappings, such as lake life and a non-smooth surface. But please, I ask if you bring them water shoes, they're going to give them a sense of security that I don't know if you've ever stepped on an algae-covered rock, but a swim shoe ain't going to do nothing. You're going to slip and hurt yourself. So don't give them a false sense of security by those swimsuit shoes, but if it's something that they need, absolutely send them with it. Just follow all modesty guidelines and all wealth of reason. Don't give them swimming chocolates or something like that. That's not good, but they can wear slides. No swimming in chocolates. And then Mr. Roy, I'm sorry, go ahead.
Just what cabin?
What cabin? We are going to be in First Baptist Church Blanchard, BLANCHARD. This is a huge upgrade from where we were 2 years ago.
Falls Creek, so they know it as Blanchard first.
Correct. All of them are typically FBC followed by a city or church name. In this case, we're staying in FBC Blanchard. They do a really cool thing. It's a cooperative program in which churches buy in, host a cabin, build a cabin, and all of these other churches stay. It's a really cool aspect of Falls Creek. Anything else? Anybody else? Sorry, guys, I wanted to keep this short and sweet because I know we're all hankering for lunch. We're Baptists. Let's go and kick it. Everybody good? Yes, I need it before they get on the bus. I will be checking for it. I'm not going to be the guy that makes you do it right now, although a lot of you probably should, because if you're like me, you're going to forget when you walk out of here. So if you have the time, please fill it out. If you want to hand it to me as they're getting on the bus, that is okay too. But please give me an express interest that your children are coming so I can accommodate for that. All right, anybody, any questions? Anything we good? All right, so students, my lovely students, what time do you need to be here on Monday?
9.
7 o'clock. Thank you, you guys. I need you to repeat that the moment you roll out of bed and you say, oh, I don't want to go. I got to be there at 7 o'clock. It'll come naturally to you. 7 o'clock. All right, anybody else? Any questions? Like I said, expect great things from God. Expect great things in the lives of your students, and He's going to do it. He's going to deliver. I'll take that promise. Take it to the bank, because He will. He always does. All right, everybody good? Alrighty, y'all. Then you're free to go. Thank you so much for your time. I appreciate it. If you have any questions, please email me at mike@clayroad.org.